Welcome! I'm so glad you're here because today we're starting a journey that could change the way you think about money, growth, and your own potential. Whether you're just starting out or looking for inspiration, you're in the right place. If you've ever wondered how to turn a small amount of money into something much bigger, you're not alone. Many of us dream about financial freedom, but it all starts with taking that very first step, no matter how small. Today, I'll share my personal story of how I grew $500 into $5,000. This wasn't about luck or a get-rich-quick scheme. It was about having a plan, doing my research, and most importantly, having the courage to take action, even when it felt intimidating. I chose to see that $500 not as spending money, but as a seed, something I could plant and nurture for my future. It was a small start, but it held so much possibility. Instead of letting my money sit idle, I wanted to make it work for me. Investing felt like the smartest way to do that, even if it meant learning new things and stepping outside my comfort zone. The idea was simple: take control of my financial future, be proactive, and start building something meaningful. I didn't want to just watch from the sidelines. I wanted to be in the game, making decisions and learning as I went. This shift in mindset, from fear and hesitation to curiosity and excitement, changed everything for me. It opened up a world of possibilities I never imagined before. I made a promise to myself. I would approach investing with careful research, a clear strategy, and the confidence to keep going, even when things got tough or confusing. What followed was a journey filled with learning, taking risks, and experiencing both setbacks and rewards. There were moments of doubt, but also moments of real excitement as I watched my investment grow. If you find this story helpful or inspiring, consider subscribing for more tips, real stories, and practical advice to help you on your own financial journey. Now, let's dive into the details of how I made that first $500 count, and the steps I took to turn it into something much bigger. This is the story of how a small seed, with patience and care, grew into a big dream, and how you can start your own journey today. With $500 ready, the big question was, where should I invest it? Savings accounts and bonds felt too slow and real estate was out of reach. I wanted growth, so I looked to technology, an industry that's always evolving. Tech companies often start small and grow fast, just like I hoped my investment would. I decided to focus on the stock market, specifically tech stocks. But even within tech, I had to choose big, stable companies or smaller, high-growth ones. I split my $500. Some into a reliable tech giant, the rest into a couple of promising up-and-comers. This way, I balanced safety with the chance for bigger rewards. Diversification, even with a small amount, was my first smart move. It set the tone for my entire investment strategy. My focus on tech stocks was all about growth. The tech industry is where innovation happens. New ideas, new products, and constant change. I did my homework reading reports, watching CEO interviews, and understanding each company's vision. For stability, I picked a tech giant whose products I used and trusted. For growth, I chose a cybersecurity startup and a renewable energy company, both solving real problems with big futures. Cybersecurity is only getting more important as our lives go digital. Renewable energy is booming as the world looks for cleaner solutions. These weren't just random picks. They were based on research and trends. By splitting my investment across these areas, I managed risk and aimed for real growth. My small portfolio was now a bet on the future, and I was ready for the ride. Once I put my money into the market, I quickly realized that investing wasn't just about numbers. It was an emotional roller coaster. The excitement of seeing green arrows was quickly replaced by anxiety when the numbers turned red. Every day brought a new wave of emotions, and I found myself glued to my phone, watching every tick of the market. I checked my app constantly. Every dip felt like a disaster, every rise like a win. It was exhausting, and I realized how easy it was to get caught up in the short-term noise. Even the smallest changes in price could send my mood soaring or crashing. One week, my portfolio dropped 15%. Panic set in. I started questioning every decision I'd made, wondering if I should sell before things got worse. The fear of losing money was overwhelming, and it was hard to stay rational. But then I paused and reminded myself of the research I'd done, and the reasons I chose these companies in the first place. I went back to my notes, reread the annual reports, and reminded myself of the long-term potential. The fundamentals hadn't changed, just the market's mood. The companies I invested in were still strong, even if their stock prices were bouncing around. I learned to stop obsessing over daily swings and instead focus on my long-term goals. I started putting my phone away, checking my portfolio less often, and reminding myself that investing is a marathon, not a sprint. This was the turning point, understanding the difference between price and value. I realized that patience, discipline, and sticking to my plan were my greatest strengths. Over time, I became more confident in my strategy. The market is always going to be volatile, but reacting emotionally only leads to mistakes. I learned to accept the ups and downs as part of the journey. I stuck to my strategy, trusted my research, and started seeing downturns as opportunities to buy, not disasters to fear. Each challenge became a lesson in resilience. This lesson was crucial for my journey from $500 to $5,000. It wasn't just about picking the right stocks, it was about managing my emotions and staying committed. Investing is as much about mindset as it is about money. Developing emotional discipline helped me make better decisions and avoid costly mistakes. In the end, staying calm and focused made all the difference. It allowed me to grow not just my portfolio, but also my confidence as an investor. Months in, my cybersecurity stock announced a huge partnership and doubled overnight. It was a moment of validation for all the research and late nights spent analyzing market trends and company reports. My $500 portfolio shot up to $800 thanks to this one smart bet. It felt like hitting the jackpot, but I knew this was just the beginning of something bigger. I could have cashed out, but my research and gut said this was just the start. The data was compelling and my instincts were screaming to hold on. I sold some of my slow-growing tech giant and doubled down on the cybersecurity winner. It was a bold move, but I believed in the company's potential. Risky? Yes, but it was a calculated risk, not a guess. I had done my homework and the numbers backed up my decision. Over the next 6 months, the company kept winning contracts and beating expectations. Each new deal was a testament to their growing influence in the industry. The stock soared, and my portfolio raced past $2,000, then $3,000. It was exhilarating to see the fruits of my labor pay off so handsomely. This was the power of backing your convictions when research and instinct align. It was a lesson in the importance of trusting both your head and your heart. Sometimes you have to feed your best performing horse. Nurturing your winners can lead to extraordinary results. My bold move paid off and taught me to trust my process. It reinforced the value of patience and perseverance in the world of investing. One big win can transform your portfolio. It can be the catalyst that propels you to new financial heights. But it only happens if you're willing to act when the evidence is there. You have to be ready to seize the moment when opportunity knocks. That's how I supercharged my growth. By trusting my research, following my instincts, and taking decisive action, I was able to achieve remarkable success. After the big win, I was tempted to chase the next hot stock, but I remembered, patience is key. I let my winners run and focused on steady, disciplined growth. I checked my portfolio weekly, not daily, and stayed updated on company news. My renewable energy stock started climbing too, slow and steady but reliable. Diversification paid off. Both my picks were working. Over time, my portfolio grew from $3,000 to $5,000. Not overnight, but through consistent gains. The real reward wasn't just the money, but the lessons learned. With a smart plan and patience, anyone can build wealth. You don't need a fortune to start, just a strategy and the will to stick with it. Here are my top tips for anyone starting out. Start with what you know. Invest in industries you understand and care about. Do your homework, but don't get stuck overanalyzing. Make a decision and learn as you go. Only invest what you can afford to lose. This keeps fear out of the equation. Don't panic during market dips. Stick to your plan. Diversify, even with small amounts. It protects you and gives you more chances to win. Keep learning. Subscribe to channels and join communities to stay informed. The more you know, the more confident you'll become. Investing is a journey, not a sprint. Stay curious, stay patient, and keep growing. Remember, every investor starts somewhere. Your first step is the most important. Safety matters. Use reputable, regulated brokerage platforms. Stick with companies overseen by agencies like the SEC for peace of mind. Fractional shares let you diversify, even with small amounts. Watch out for fees. Choose commission-free platforms when possible. Secure your account with strong passwords and two-factor authentication. Protect your investments like you would a vault. Safe, legal tools are the foundation of your financial future. Don't skip this step. It's essential. You've seen my journey from $500 to $5,000. The most important part is what you do next. Investing isn't just for the wealthy. It's for anyone willing to learn and start. Don't wait for the perfect moment or perfect knowledge. Just begin. Start small, take that first step, and become an active participant in your financial future. Mistakes will happen. Learn from them and keep moving forward. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Stay persistent, stay curious, and never stop learning. If you found this story helpful, subscribe for more tips and support. The journey to financial freedom starts with a single step. Go out there, be bold, and start building your future. I'll be cheering you on every step of the way.